Hello Idle Hero fans, thank you for tuning in today for part 3 of my community Q&A section. I appreciate everyone who sent in their questions, so let's get right to it and see what we can answer. Brett Greenwood asks, what is my favorite character synergies between 2 or 3 heroes? And my main favorite one has been the same for a while. It got a little bit different because before it didn't actually used to not be a combo, but now Emily and Mickey are my favorite. Even though they're not quite meta at the moment, the fact that me and Alacrity kind of came up with the Mickey strategy in the first place made it very kind of personal, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it, but it was one of our favorites, and it did so well for such a long time. And it basically just revolves around the fact that Mickey has a lot of dodge in her kit, as well as the fact that each attack increases her dodge by 6%. And recently, or when the 10 stars came out, Emily was also introduced with this ability where she reduces her opponent's hit chance by 20%. So those two heroes work together very well, and Mickey becomes a tank even though she doesn't really have any tank stats. And the 10-star Mickey actually does pretty good damage too. You don't really see her too much anymore because there are too many heroes that can't be dodged, or too many artifacts like, let's see if I can find it. Do I still have it on Bloodblade? No, let's see, is it in here? Where's the antlers now? Trying to find that is a pain. Where are you two? You can't be gone too far. There you go. These here antlers, like for example, they give 70% hit, and that makes it almost impossible to use a champion like Mickey effectively. So unfortunately, the meta fell off. But that two hero interaction has always been one of my favorites, so I don't see it changing in the near future, although there are some other great synergies such as Dark Arthandal and Kameth work very well because of the fact that they both petrify, and then Kameth does extra damage to petrified units, so they work kind of like two Ice Blinks would together, and of course that as well is another one. So let's go to the next question. Andrew Pyle says, is Bloodblade still good? Now, Bloodblade is good, but mostly for PvE. In PvP, he really doesn't offer anything besides damage, and that's just not enough right now. You pretty much have to offer crowd control, damage, or debuffs that are extreme, or buffs that are extreme. Like, you have to be very polarizing if you do not offer crowd control, and Bloodblade really just doesn't offer those things. However, due to his insane healing that he gets from Life Drain, as well as his basic ability, he's very good for like the Aspen Dungeon as well as for Brave Trial. So he is still good, but he's definitely a PvE hero, which can make him a little less popular among a lot of the top tier players. I still use mine, and that's the main way I progress in Aspen Dungeon, so take that for what it's worth, I guess. Vortex Blade asks, how should I spend my gems? Me and Dodging Rain actually recently just came with a video that encompasses pretty much everything you can look at when it comes to gem spending, especially for the private server if you want to max out every event. The only thing that we don't cover, I think, was like the event raid, because most of this is common knowledge. The way you want to approach this is you want to get a baseline for how many 3, 4, and 5 stars you're going to need in order to hit a 10 star in order to make it that way for the fusion event. Because for example, right now there's a fusion event going, and with Awakened Glory you want to hit at least 1 9 and at least 1 10 star for this event. So you basically want to save up enough resources so that you can hit those. You can do some simple calculations for how many 5 stars you need. I think it's like 27 for a 9 star, and then it's like 33 for a 10 star. It's something like that anyway. And then you can just calculate how many heroes you have, and then determine whether or not you want to buy more hero charges or hero challenges, and then go from there. Other than that, everything else is covered in the mid-game guide that we put out, so definitely go check that out if you want a more in-depth analysis of it. But thanks for the question. Skeleton Jazz Wizard asks, or says at first, nice shirt, where did you get it? Well, I think I got it from Walmart, the one that I was wearing at the time anyway, but I'm pretty sure you already knew that, since I'm pretty sure you have exactly the same shirt. Vinicus Rutes, sorry if I butchered that, seems Spanish or something of that nature, says, I have a 10-star Vesa. What relics and gems should I look for? If by relics you mean like artifacts, generally I just go with pure damage and crit. The most recent Punisher of Immortal is an amazing artifact for her because it gives all the stats that she's looking for. And as for the gem, again, attack across the board, because you want her heals to be extremely strong, especially if you're looking to use her for PvE. And for PvP, it makes her ability just one-shot people. Now, crit can also be very powerful for PvP, but it's not quite as good for the PvE stuff. So for the Aspen Dungeon, you're going to lack a little bit for the healing, which is very important. But if you want to go for a more all-around build, then I would definitely just go with attack. So let's see, what's the next question? Alex Kevlar asks, how do you plan your big summoning videos? I would like to help out with my account. And the way I do that is I normally just get people to message me on Discord. So for example, if you wanted to submit your account for the casino event that's going to happen this week, or that's happening this week, just message me on Discord with the information and what you're looking for, and we can move forward from there. I don't really do too much planning. I just usually rely on my fans who are consistent and want me to use their stuff to just message me, and they let me know what's up and how they want it done, and we just work with that. So thank you very much. Timmy People asks, what happens to Guild Tech if I leave my guild? Should I reset it to get the coins, or will it be the same in a new guild? It will be the same in the new guild. So for example, if you go to leave your guild, what he's talking about is this tech here. Will this tech reset if I leave my current guild? And the answer is no. But so like if I left my guild right now and joined another one, all this stuff would still be here. But I have heard instances of like a glitch where it seems like it resets, but you don't get any coins back. However, all you have to do is close the game and open it up again, and it should be back completely as it was before. So don't worry if you do switch guilds and it seems like everything is gone. Just close the game down and reopen it again, and everything should be fine. So you have no worries about switching guilds. There's no problem with that. Ninja Taku says, can you tell me if I can type in the official world chat on a new account? I made an official account and got to level 15, but my messages got deleted. Now, this can be two things, of course, if you're spamming or something like that, or your messages might get deleted by a moderator. I'm not exactly sure how that works. I never ran into that issue. But on official server, as long as you are level 15, you should be able to type. However, the only thing is that the message boards on official have always been really, really bad. And that's why a lot of guilds have their own line or Discord channel, so that you can talk there in a much more consistent way, because I remember back when I played on official, the guild chat would get deleted every night. So every time the reset came along, all the messages would get deleted and no one would have any idea what was said previously, and that makes it very hard to communicate with people who are living in different time zones and things like that. So I wouldn't worry too much about the official chat in the first place. I would find a good Discord, including my own, and go from there if you're looking to talk to people about the game. And the last question is OJ Ebel says, what are my thoughts on Das Moog? Where does he fit in the current game? Unfortunately, I don't think he fits like incredibly well. Of course, he's not going to be bad because he does a ton of damage. He's one of the highest DPS units in the game, especially for entire party damage. And especially since people are moving towards more of light and dark teams entirely, if you want to have 3 light and 3 dark teams, you can't really be picky on what you're going to use. For the most part anyway, and where Das Moog does have a ton of damage, if you pair him with like 2 Dark Arthandals and a Das Moog, you're going to have an incredible amount of crowd control and an incredible amount of damage. So I think he's very good. He's pretty much exactly like the dark version of Azmodel, so I wouldn't say he's bad, but he does have the same problems where he is a little bit slower and he doesn't offer crowd control. So those things can hinder him, but his damage is through the roof, so it does kind of make up for it in that way. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in, and thanks to everyone who submitted questions. If you do have a question you'd like answered on the next episode, I guess, of this Q&A, then just post them in the comments below, and I'll definitely check them out and do them up for next time. As always, have a great day, guys.